This is Blues U. Coming up, McLeish's men end on a high at home. Cacau and Benitez, will he stay or will he go? And we look ahead to the season finale at Bolton. Hello and welcome to this week's Blues U. I'm Andy Walker and I'm joined today as ever by our man at the Blues, Colin Tattum, where we'll take a look back at the victory over Burnley and a look ahead to the trip to Bolton on Sunday. Well, welcome Colin.
Thank you.
Well, Colin, you were at St Andrews on Saturday for what was a decent day all round for Blues.
Yeah, they finished with a bit of a flourish. They were 2 goals up by half time, could have been more. Petered out a little bit second half, but it was the job done. It was quite an entertaining game in many respects. And after 8 games without a win, they really needed one just to sign off on a nice note in front of the home support and obviously keep the record at St Andrews going, which has been quite a feat.
I was going to say that record has been absolutely tremendous, hasn't it? I mean, stretches way back to the end of September. Is that right?
That's right. I mean, Birmingham lost successive home games to get to Villa and Bolton, and they were quite unlucky. They lost to late goals there. So if you consider 15 games later, months down the line, it really is a remarkable achievement, and it's not at all. It shouldn't be sniffed at all. At that level in the Premier League. None of the top 6 have beaten Birmingham at St Andrews, and they've turned in superb performances against the likes of Manchester United and Chelsea and Arsenal, and they should have beaten some of these teams as well. So I mean, that's a great testament to not only the management and the players and how they approach games at home, but also the support, because as we do know that when St Andrews gets going with the fans behind them, it is a place where the opposition don't necessarily like going.
And as ever, they ended the season at home with a lap of honour. You compare that to 2 years ago, when Birmingham's relegation was confirmed from the Premier League, and it's some contrast, isn't it?
Absolutely. As Alex McLeish says, the ambience is a little bit different down at Birmingham City now. 2 years ago, when they went down, there was a lot of recriminations. There was a lot of anti-board feeling. And the fans got on the pitch, they snapped the goalposts. But now, everybody was sort of sitting back, arms stretched out, basking in the sunshine. Warmly applauding the team as they sort of trudge around the pitch. And you can feel it. You can feel that atmosphere, that good vibe that is about the place. And if Birmingham can carry this on with some good recruitment over the summer, then there's every reason to be optimistic and to be cheerful for the next campaign.
Talking recruitment and summer rebuilding, refreshing, I suppose, the squad. One name which is on everybody's lips at the moment is Cacau and Benitez. Obviously scored his first goal at St Andrews on Saturday. What is the latest regarding his future at the club?
Well, first, as you said, his first goal at St Andrews, and you could see his quite incredibly emotional reaction to it after. He was almost in tears. I think that's how much it meant to him. He was back in the starting lineup, and it was typical Cacau Benitez. He was a menace, he was lively, he was difficult to contain. He scored, albeit, it was a tap-in with his chest, but he also had chances he should have scored with, but he didn't, and that's him in a nutshell. And that brings me on to what do they do with him? Obviously, there is a fixed price there to make the loan permanent from Santos Laguna, and I think Birmingham think that's a little bit too much, $8 million, $10 million. And also what has to be factored into the equation is other players that they're going to go for this summer. Now, they've had a knockback this week with Cacau at Stuttgart, who they were quite confident was going to sign on a Bosman, but he's not coming now. So there's a lot of factors to come into play, and I think Alex McLeish would like to take Benitez as one of 4 or 5 strikers if the price was right. But on the counter to that, if there are other players that they believe are better and they believe will score more goals, then I can imagine that they won't take up the option and he will be going elsewhere.
Okay, well, of course, the season isn't over yet. One more game to go, a trip to Bolton, and a chance to gain revenge over another team that had beaten them early in the season. In fact, the last team to beat them at home. Yeah,
absolutely. It'd be nice to get a little bit of payback there, and also Birmingham need to just get a draw or a win, and then they'll get over 50 points, which would be their best in the Premier League era. They could still be caught for 9th place, but it looks unlikely, and it would be nice if they did finish there, which again would be their highest placing in 51 years. So again, it's been a season of achievements and records, and it would be nice for them to to go out with making another little bit of history for Alex McLeish and the boys, definitely.
Okay, Colin, well, thanks for joining us. And thank you for watching. And be sure to log on next week, where it will be a special Blues View end of season review. Thanks, and we'll see you then.